So here is the drill. This is a screen from my camera that I got as a gift for the new year from my parents. Broken cameras are a typical YouTuber problem, as most of us are amateurs who learn from our own mistakes. Since my camera is new, I went to a repair shop to see if they can repair it. And they told me that they don't fix cameras. I went to another repair shop that told me that I could ship my camera back to Canon's official repair shop, which was a little bit of a relief, until I was told that repair will take 8 weeks and will cost me more than buying a new camera. At this point, obviously, I was quite desperate. This camera is a gift from my parents. Hi, Mom, and it is responsible for much of the quality improvement on this channel. Plus, I was intending to go on vacation and really didn't plan to take care of my camera repairs. So naturally, after listening to my husband's lecture on how I should be filming videos in front of the wall, like normal YouTubers do, and his promise to help me fix my doings, I decided to make a video about it. Hi, I'm Anna, and in this video we'll talk about why we're locked in the endless cycle of buying new stuff, and why Canon won't let me fix my camera. And this story, like many stories about shady business practices, starts with cars. In the 1920s, cars already secured their position as a vehicle of choice in the United States. Everyone who needed a car or was able to buy one has already purchased a car and was happy. And if you wanted a car and had a car, good for you. What a blissful time to drive to the movies with no seatbelt, no suspension, and no windshield. But if people stop buying cars, how the hell are you going to make money as a car manufacturer? Well, there is one way. Innovation. Phones in the early 2000s are a great example of innovation. In 10 years, we went from a standard phone with a single function to multifunctional pocket computer. But innovation is hard and can only get you that far. And of course, you can get an ultra-sleek fridge that connects to Wi-Fi, has camera, and tracks your shopping list. But no matter how innovative the technology is, the main function of a fridge has remained the same since 1920s, when the fridges with Freon became a thing. Illusion of innovation is not exactly the same thing as innovation. In addition, if indeed you develop a perfect product that hits all targets such as usability, durability, pricing, and more, then what the hell are you going to sell after that? Producing high-quality products is not how you get rich. So in 1920s, General Motors discovered that to sell more cars, they simply need to make people buy more cars. And General Motors came with a different strategy to drive its sales. Car advertisement. Car advertisement with titties. General Motors convinced customers that car is not a once-in-a-lifetime purchase, but rather a status symbol that needs to be updated every so often to remain relevant. General Motors flipped the game with old wisdom that to sell more things, you simply need to make people buy more things. So till today, if anything happens to one of the belongings that you own and love, there is always a simple option to throw some coin and buy something new, like a new DSLR camera. Such marketing move to drive sales without any notable innovation became known as planned obsolescence. Later, the Great Depression worked as a catalyst to kick planned obsolescence into its full swing. Laws and regulations were implemented that tried to legalize and encourage planned obsolescence. It was made to make sure that people keep working, keep buying, and all of the important people get to keep their heads and their profits intact. Light bulbs, Veritasium video with 19 million views, and the rest is history. But, well, planned obsolescence is actually a problem and is one of the greater significance that we tend to understand. We produce about 2 billion tons of trash every year across the planet, and this number is expected to grow at about 70% in the upcoming decade. Something like buying a new item seems like a common sense idea at this point to anybody who has access to delivery services. After all, why bother searching for a repair shop within a travel distance when you can simply go on Amazon and the camera will be here by tomorrow evening? Oops. Plus, if I have to ship my camera for a repair to the manufacturer, that will take me 8 weeks, which means I will miss release of 4 videos. Of course, it also means that I will be constantly worried about that point in time where I have to tell my parents that I wrecked my New Year's gift. Why bother when Jeffrey can simply open me a credit line right at the checkout for any camera I please to order? Of course, such outlook on consumerism is not limited to appliances. Clothing is perhaps one of the most outrageous examples of the industry that pushes its customers to buy more. From fast trend switching to poor quality of pieces and fabrics, brands like Shein embrace single-use clothing that is not made to survive past its first laundry cycle. The replacement of consumerism is normalized to the point where it is hard to imagine the world where, really, at least something is irreplaceable, let alone the world where items are manufactured with the intent to be permanent. The cycle of endless replacement was not always the case, nor it is now, to be fair. Repair shops are a rare breed now, but they were fairly common in the past. Repairing appliances is still a very active business in the global south. Even in the global north, some branches of repair business thrive for now, such as car repair shops and wedding dress alterations. The issue is, though, that repairing your own items does a directly opposite direction from the needs of the manufacturers and corporations. If I go and buy a new camera, say once again from Canon, I will buy 2 cameras and profit for both will go to Canon. If instead I go to a random Joe in a repair shop, this profit will not go to Canon. And if you are Canon, this is, of course, a problem. So Canon, of course, is looking to redirect these profits back to corporations. There are giants like Automotive Innovation Association, which consists of 40 electronics and automotive brands that have been on a quest to stream all of the lost profits back from repair shops to the corporations. And yes, the choice to include word innovation into a name of a lobbying group is not accidental. In opposition to a right to repair, greed is covered by innovation arguments, while the actual innovation is a subscription hell where you have to pay monthly fees for the functions in a new car that you already had for free in your old car. This video, at its core, is about the right to repair. And for once, the topic that I picked is not in any way controversial. Most creators talked about right to repair already, from Linus Tech Tips to people like Our Changing Climate. People across YouTube and different platforms are stepping up to coin their support for the right to repair. But perhaps no one invested that much time into the right to repair movement as Rossman, who is YouTuber, owner of a repair shop, and a long-term activist for the right to repair your own things. Somehow this is a topic that connects raging anti-capitalists like Second Thought with fairly mainstream and pro-capitalist creators like Marques Brownlee. Plus, we have hundreds of creators and general craftsmen who strive on their field of creative engineering. This creativity is only possible because of their right to alter, tweak, and repair items which are produced by large corporations. Repairing your own stuff is not in any way a controversial issue, yet despite overwhelming social support, right to repair is questioned in governments worldwide. And the thing is, while the right to repair is not a controversial topic when it comes to ordinary people, it definitely is a controversial topic when it becomes a discussion between rights of the people and rights of the corporations. And I want to say here that there will be critique of this weird shade of pro-capitalist, anti-corporate discussion that is happening around the right to repair and mainstream YouTubers. But this critique is not personal to people like Rossman or Marques Brownlee and others. They are creators with way larger audience than myself, and the awareness that they spread about the right to repair is quite significant. So, of course, I did not end up buying a new camera. It's working just fine, I'm filming in it. Instead, I jumped through all the required hoops to simply fix it. Simply is doing a lot of heavy lifting in this sentence. So, the first step of repairing would of course be to find your manual for a piece of equipment and open it on the diagram page, where you will find out that there is no description of what the hell is the name of the part that you need to replace. After that, you better hit the official manufacturer's website to see if they have a repair manual and possibly can sell you an original part, just to find out that neither manual nor the parts shop exists. Then, once again, recheck the available camera selection on Amazon. At this point, if you're feeling frustrated, don't worry. This feeling is normal. This is what Jeffrey wanted you to experience all along. Next, go complain to your cat about how you have to live in the age of late capitalism, have a beer, and continue. Once you catch your breath, go to a Pirate Bay and get your manual. Go on eBay to buy a part that you can only hope is right for your camera. Go enjoy Canadian nature for 2 weeks. Come back, buy a bottle of fine wine, but don't drink it. Take your camera, your replacement part, manual, and the bottle of wine to your mechanic at your workplace. Deposit all of the Quest items onto their desk, and pick up a perfectly working camera 1 hour later. So yeah, this is how I repaired my camera, by pirating a manual, getting a part from a stranger on eBay, and then giving all of this to a coworker that happens to be capable of replacing the parts. Nothing about this repair process was fine in any way, from my inability to get a repair done by a certified professional to my inability to buy parts that I would be sure fit my camera. I was not even able to find out what exactly I need to order to get this camera repaired for about a day. Every step of this repair was extremely complicated and sometimes mildly illegal. And the worst thing is, the experience that I had was fully intentional. Most of the modern electronics are designed to be almost or completely irreparable. Veritasium has a video about planned obsolescence and light bulbs, but there is way more schemes in which manufacturers are limiting lifespan of products and prevent repairs. There are also things like artificial trends and systematic obsolescence, like for example Canon not supporting repairs for the older units. There is programmed obsolescence that limits the usability of the older devices, like Apple restricting battery use. There is legal obsolescence that is outlawing older technology. And finally, there are many ways in which manufacturers design items to restrict repairs. All of the shades of planned obsolescence are driven by one and only rule of a free market. It is not profitable to make repairable and durable items in the long run. And a lot of the advocates for the right to repair miss this point. Repairers are anti-capitalist, and you can't fight capitalism with more capitalism.
And don't get me wrong, I'm a business owner. I'm not some kind of anti-capitalism activist.
Well, a good thing is I am some kind of anti-capitalist activist. Of course, more mainstream creators are strong advocates for the right to repair through reform. The argument of the individual freedom to repair is the standard argument that is used within capitalist frame to support the right to repair.
Anyone who fully understands right to repair and opposes it, opposes individual freedom. It really, honest to goodness, is that simple.
Rossman, as a result, is locked in a noble but endless uphill battle where for every win in the legislature, he is later faced with another legislature that completely erases all the progress that was seemingly made. Lewis may be a good guy, but he ungot a $10 trillion budget to lobby politicians, form fake advocacy groups, and to influence public opinion through tons of soulless advertisement. A conversation about the right to repair that prominent creators facilitate in media comfortably avoids the discussion of the core opposition to the right to repair, the actual corporations. As a result, conversation about planned obsolescence, repairs, and corporate greed exists in two completely different segments across the media. We have more popular creators that say that we should simply be free to repair as our choice, and leftist creators that admit that the choice to repair is not an option as far as you're fighting against corporations. In the bigger picture, though, this is merely a reflection of a larger trend across social media. Larger creators fear losing fan base and sponsors for going full on a conversation about the negative effects of the current economical and political systems. And while I understand the reasoning behind such avoidance, after all, I too prefer not to live on the street. Please like this video and subscribe. But it also means that the general audience is missing out on a deeper analysis of the environmental and social issues. We can discuss how to clean oceans from plastic, but not the chain of events that made oceans full of plastic in the first place, or who are the main contributors to the plastic pollution. So, of course, we can talk about how Apple installing pentascrew on the iPhone made at-home repairs of phones impossible, but discussing the profit motive and corporate greed behind pentascrews is often off the charts. That's why, of course, people like Lewis and other creators still advocate for the right to repair through regulation, notably saying that it is the responsibility of a consumer to keep up with endless technological changes executed by the corporations. The only thing left out of this conversation is that aspect of repairability as a value. There is a whole section of technological changes and programming tricks that are used specifically to prevent repairs and to facilitate replacement of the older items with newer items through the storefronts. Because once again, repairing stuff does not create corporate profit, but buying stuff does. So until it is the responsibility of a manufacturer to make repairable items, right to repair will be fighting an uphill battle that it currently does. Corporations simply don't want to make things durable, and they don't want you to repair your own stuff. And as far as neither longevity nor repairability are the items that are integrated into values of the manufacturing process, there will not be any sensible right to repair. Till that time, our right to repair remains a right to go on eBay and buy second-hand parts, and the right to use leaked manuals from Pirate Bay. For now, our right to repair is simply a might to repair. Well, thank you so much for listening to this 15 to 20 minute rant about breaking my own equipment. I can only add that you should be repairing your own stuff if you have ability and money and time. By repairing your items, you harm corporations, advocate for degrowth, reduce waste, and learn new skills. What not to love? This almost sounds like a miracle cure from telemarket. Otherwise, if you're one of the amazing people that watched this video till the end, thank you for watching. Remember that subscribing is still free. And see you on the next one.